This is Oreo. She's a 10-pound Chihuahua, and we rescued her from a shelter in Texas. Funny thing about a lot of the shelters in Texas, they don't vaccinate their animals before they bring them into the building. And when you don't vaccinate your animals before you bring them into the building, you expose them to all kinds of dangerous diseases like parvo, distemper, and many other things. Oreo came to us pregnant, and the rescuers decided not to vaccinate her when they took her out of a shelter in Texas because she had puppies. She was pregnant, and they didn't think it was a good idea to vaccinate. My opinion, having spoken to several vets, especially familiar with immunization and non-immunization dogs that are exposed to all kinds of diseases coming from shelters, I would say you've really got to vaccinate. There's no point in having a sick mother that's not going to be able to live throughout her pregnancy or take care of her puppies. So I would vaccinate the mom. At least she'll have a better chance of surviving because she's immunized against disease. In this case, Oreo came to us. She was pregnant. She went to foster. She gave birth to her puppies, and they were all stillborn. We had to hospitalize her for a day when she spiked a fever that we couldn't get down. And while she was there, I decided to run a PCR blood test, which tests specifically for distemper. And she tested positive. We took Oreo back from her foster just today, and the foster said she was doing fine. We got the blood work results last night, got her back today, and she's clearly not fine. We read a lot about distemper. It is not very common here in New York or the Northeast because by and large the dogs are vaccinated. So we are going to follow the best protocol, which is supportive care for Oreo to give her the best chance of survival. But distemper is a really dangerous, contagious, and completely avoidable virus. Even with just one vaccination, you can save the life of so many dogs. I don't see the point of bringing animals into a shelter and then asking rescues to take them out if they're going to come out adoptable, beautiful dogs like Oreo without a chance at life because they're not properly immunizing. So we're going to work hard to make changes because every shelter needs to vaccinate animals before intake, before they enter the building. And Oreo's illness right now, which she's at the very beginning of it, was completely avoidable if she had only been vaccinated and immunized against something like distemper. So here we are, and she's not really eating. We have her on sub-Q fluids, antibiotics, as per recommended by several vets we spoke to, which is Baytril and Zithromax. She's also getting supplements such as vitamin A, and I can show you the supplements she's getting in the second video we do. So today is day one. If I want to wake Oreo up, I can and have her get up. She's just not feeling well. And of course she's having a dry eye and upper respiratory issues, which are symptoms of distemper. Distemper looks like upper respiratory. That's how it starts and then progresses eventually to other ailments and affecting the neurological parts of her, which we hope she doesn't get to that. So, Oreo, We need everybody to say prayers for Oreo. She's a young dog, and we're hoping we're going to pull her through this. We are going to have her on IV fluids shortly, and up until now she's been on subcutaneous fluids, which is just fluids under the skin to keep her hydrated. She's not really eating. We also gave her NutriCal, which is a sugary substance, and we're hoping that she'll eat. So we've made sure that we wormed her because you don't want any parasites or anything sucking the nutrients away from her, because she needs all of her strength to be able to get over this. So we're really going to do everything we can for her in terms of supportive care, because there is no cure for distemper. It has to run its course, and it could be weeks or a couple of months. So you can check back and see how Oreo's doing. Let's see if you can get a little closer. Hey, there she is. Hey, sweetie. We're going to let her rest. But if you could say a prayer for little Oreo, we'd really appreciate that, because we love her so much. Right, Oreo? These are all beautiful adoptable dogs that should not have to get sick. Shelters have to be able to vaccinate their animals, especially if they're giving grants. There's no excuse to not vaccinate animals on intake. 100% of the animals, every animal needs to be vaccinated. Here she comes. Right, baby girl? She's also getting nebulized. And she was nebulized once already so far. Right now we're just letting her rest. Hi, baby? Thanks for checking in.